Hello people, today I'm going to be showing you probably the fastest way you can get rare metals in this game. Now also while you're farming up these rare metals, you can also get awakening item materials, and you can also get tons of epic gear. So you can, if you want to keep the epic gear instead of selling them for rare metals, that's also possible. Now before this video starts, you should know that this will require the third level on the infinite dungeon. This is the one that says the recommended player level is 30. This will be your best bet at getting your rare metals the fastest, since you need to sell an epic to get a rare metal now. Some things you should consider is that there are two ways I found the most effective to farm up these rare metals. The first way to go to the dungeon is that you just speed past everything. So the second method you can also do is that you kill the enemies of significance, and I'll go over what like an enemy of significance is in a bit. But this will basically, you speed run basically everything, but you only kill the enemies that are of importance. And because this will probably be your best bet, and I recommend this for if you can do the dungeon easily. This would be your best way you can get the epics the fastest way. But if you're obviously like a lower level, I recommend just speed running past this. If you're speed running, it usually takes you about 10 minutes. Killing the enemy's significance will usually go around 14 to 18 minutes, depending on how fast you can do it. If you make mistakes backtracking and crap like that. And yeah, during the first one, speed running, my best run, I got 3 epics and 17 rares. But my worst run for the speed runs was I got 0 epics and 10 rares. But the good thing about these speed runs is that they're fast. They're only like 10 minutes, so you're not wasting much time. Now, when I was killing the enemies of significance, my best run was I got 4 epics and 18 rares. But the rares can range from like 18 to 30. Depending on how much time you spend. The chests are a little wonky, since you could get like 22 chests like a run, but still get like only like 2 epics or something like that. And that's what happened when I was trying to kill every single enemy in the game. Oh, not in the game, but in the dungeon. But I just wasted a lot of time, so don't kill everything. With that out of the way, let's just go over what these enemies of significance are and what you should look out for. The first one is this zombie looking dude. There's 2 versions of him. The first one is a small one, and the second one is a bigger version of him. The bigger version I always recommend killing, since he seems to have like a high drop rate for the gear. But the smaller one, I got lucky right there, but no one's gonna judge you for skipping over him, because he is hard to kill and he's a little bit of annoyance. The second enemy I do always recommend to kill is any type of yellow hair opponent. They seem to have a very high drop rate. But with that out of the way, let's just get started. Now, the dungeon itself is composed of 10 rooms, 5 of them being get to the other side, and then 5 of them being dungeons. The very first one you'll see as right now is just one of those, it's basically just like the starting point, and you go straight to the second room. In the beginning, you'll see like this changing pad, and then in the back corner you're gonna find basically, I guess, a exit dungeon or something like that. I'm not really sure what it is though. The enemies in this dungeon are only range from the zombies and aliens. So if you're having trouble like with these people, you might want to put like undead killer or something like that, so maybe make it a little bit easier. The second room you'll see right here is just it's another get to the end. Fairly simple. If you hit the red line, 2 yellow guys spawn. You can either kill them, or you can just go straight past if you're trying to run through everything. But since I was just showing you how this room is done, I decided to kill these guys. But you really don't have to kill these smaller dudes, since they don't drop anything. Now in the dungeon, I'm going to show you some rooms that you should be wary of. These rooms are literally just, I guess, made to mess you up, and I avoid doing like this room because you can really get damaged, hurt a lot if you're lower level, and it's not worth it just to kill those 2 dudes or anything like that. Another room is these any type of like punching rooms, because those boxing gloves always seem to be pushing those exploding dudes right at you, so I always avoid those ones. Another room to avoid is these ones right here, because you'll see like a big dude spawns in the middle, but then a bunch of those self-sacrificing dudes spawn, and they're just basically designed to mess you up. Another rooms I found of like interest in these dungeons, but I recommend you stay away from just because they literally have no importance, is like a room like this one. All it has is like a changing pad and like some few coins in them. If you're doing the speed run or you're trying to get it done as fast as possible, I recommend just trying to get done with this, just skipping this room entirely. Another room that's also like very little importance would be this room. I mean, unless you're low health, then yes, this room would be helpful, but other than that, there's nothing in here. Now on the level on like floor 23 and like floor 28, I have found sometimes an ogre. Sometimes he will spawn, and I do recommend killing him since he does sometimes drop this rare. Right now, these are some of the chest rooms that you should be looking out for, and once you start entering the dungeons. The first chest room I was going to show you right now is this one, where you're going to be like having the teleporters. To find the chest real simple, there's only one room, one of those teleporters that leads to the chest. Just look around, find it, and then go through that teleporter, and then all the other rooms really don't have any importance, so I would just skip the rest of those. The next one you'll probably find is probably something like this. Once you get close to the chest, the enemies start to spawn, and then there's like, you know, the 4 gold pots that give you coins. Be careful when you slide around in that room, because you will sometimes get on the cannon instead and try and escape. The other room is you'll find like a graveyard, and the final room you also find is these cross beams, and you can also find a gold chest in here in the corner. Another chest I didn't get to show you is you'll probably go into a room with like a bunch of zombies. I didn't get to show you that, but I don't know what happened to the clip. But right now what I will show you is that sometimes if you see in the map, you'll sometimes very rarely find this purple icon, and for some reason I got it like on my 13th try or something like that. I didn't even know it existed. But in this room you'll find tons of chests and just random golden coins. I don't know if their like drop rate is increased or anything, but it is something neat to find. It's also a benefit if you're doing just the speed runs, because if you're doing that, you're getting more completions in, so that means you probably have a greater chance of finding this room. But besides that, once you're done with those dungeon parts, there's also in the floor 5, you'll find this get to the other side. On the very beginning, on the very left, you'll find a brown chest. You want to grab that. The rest of the enemies you can skip, but if you're getting trouble by them, you can hit the barrels at them, smash them towards other enemies, or use the bomb rocks. And right here, you can power up at this very moment, and then because you're about to find a ogre. Now the ogre is not really hard. I mean, he doesn't even do like any of the movesets of the original ogres do. Well, he does, but he doesn't do like his most powerful attack when he charges at you. He only does that stun one where he throws the rocks, and then he does his regular like his like fist attack where he holds his fist back. Now if you're I've never gone to really drop anything. You have a better chance, I guess, of getting a drop from the ogres inside the dungeons. But if you still want to kill this guy, I recommend, if you're lower level, just using the bomb rocks, throwing the canisters at him. But if you need to fight him, you can just wait till he charges, and then you know, hit him on his back while he's taunting at you. If the zombies get in the way, you know, use the bomb rocks to get rid of those. I mean, the zombies are the main importance of here, since the ogre is really not too hard by himself. Obviously right there I'm stuck in the sack because I'm getting hit by the rocks, but he's really not that hard. I was just trying to show you what you could possibly do. And right here you see me do like the dodge right at the right moment. And you can kill him if you want to, hit him with the ambush. I failed right there because I was trying to be perfect, but you know, failed. But as you see, he only gives you about like 2000 XP, and then you know, I haven't really gotten to drop anything good besides like maybe like a purple, I think. In this room you'll find one of those big dudes of enemy significance I told you about. If you kill him, you'll sometimes get something purple. And in this chest I do recommend always getting, because in this chest right here I found like the most make awakening material type of stuff, like, you know, the stones. Now the only other room that's I get to the end besides the final room is the floor number 9. And this room is kind of tricky for you lower, since you do have to kill every single enemy inside of it, and it's aliens. So if you're playing as a lower level, be wary of that. So in the very final room of the boss room, you're going to find 2 bosses. You're going to find Zombie Romero, and then you're going to find Alien G. Both of these bosses have potential to drop a gold drop. Now for Romero, if you're lower level, I recommend you build up all your rage on him, so then Alien G won't be that much of a problem. Romero is really easy. He like charges at you, you can dodge out of the way and hit him like on the back, and he'll stand there basically like forever. Now for Alien G, although I didn't show it, if you're a warrior, if you spinning blade him, you can like he'll just kind of stand there. Like if he receives too much damage, he'll kind of just stand there until you're done giving him damage. So the best thing for Alien G is to try and kill him as quick as you can. So then you won't have to deal with his minions and all that. And right here I'm just showing you the drops of like how you can get him. And if you're really into that awakening stuff, the good thing is that Alien G, he has potential to actually drop like those really rare awakening things. Like right here, I didn't notice I got it. And then you'll see right here what you can get from these gold things. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I hope you guys can get some epics as well. See ya, guys.